Well, most people thought that it was genuinely me, a 65-year-old man who abandoned his wife and kids.
You're trying to make child support payments.
Yeah, exactly. That they genuinely thought it was real. I guess it was just like the Facebook crowd that will believe anything. I mean, I guess everybody on every platform will believe anything at this point. And genuinely didn't think that people would take it seriously. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I thought that people would like realize that it's me joking around.
Yeah.
But they were like, this guy is really 65 years old.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Seen and Heard. Today I'm here with Connor Musarra.
What's up? How's it going?
It's going great. This is Crouton. And I just want to talk about what an amazing singer-songwriter, accomplished, honestly, like digital marketer you are too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm stoked about your new album too.
Thank you. Yeah, Attempt 4 album out now. I also just accidentally went viral for saying that I'm a 65-year-old man that abandoned my family that doesn't exist, that I don't have kids, and I'm not 65. But
yeah, so my first question for you is actually, are you experiencing ageism?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I always am, just because no one ever knows how old I am. No one in my whole life has ever known how old I am.
Right.
Like, as soon as I hit puberty, it was just like...
You got the Steve Martin thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
In some ways, right?
Yeah,
people take you more fucking seriously sometimes.
I would say people took me more seriously when I was very young and I looked like a grown-ass man. And now I look like an old man trying to act like a young man.
That's
which
incredible.
Which now I guess I'm just going to play into.
Yeah.
Because it makes people mad for whatever reason. I don't know.
What were the reactions like exactly?
Well, most people thought that it was genuinely me, a 65-year-old man who abandoned his wife and kids.
You're trying to make child support payments.
Yeah, exactly. That they genuinely thought it was real. I guess it was just like the Facebook crowd that will believe anything. I mean, I guess everybody on every platform will believe anything at this point. And genuinely didn't think that people would take it seriously. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I thought that people would like realize that it's me joking around.
Yeah.
But they were like, this guy is really 65 years old.
You never know what people are going to actually believe or what they're going to think is a joke.
Yeah,
and sometimes
exactly.
you do serious things on the internet and people think it's a joke.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's scary world. So Attempt 4. So you've had like these different albums and they're called attempts.
Yeah,
that's what you've
so
titled them.
that's like one of the ongoing album series that started from, so in 2021 I did a song a day for an entire year.
Right.
Posting a song a day every single day for an entire year. And during that I started taking the songs that I liked the most and also whoever responded the most to into albums.
Right.
So I just did Attempt 1 and then it snowballed. And then
I see. So you like chose the best of the songs.
Yeah, and then so that year, but after, so I did attempts 1, 2, and 3, and so after it, I mean, it doesn't even, none of this chronological shit matters, but I did 1, 2, and 3 all in that same year. Then I stopped doing the attempts series and did an album called Horny Singles in Your Area.
I'm obsessed with that. I'm obsessed. The album art is great too.
Thank you. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm done with doing the attempts thing. That was just like a good like structure and format, just because there was so much music. I was like, there needs to be like a cohesive thing that's like, there's going to be a bunch of albums that are connected. Anyway, and I dropped 2 other albums after that in the following year or so after I did the song a day for a year, and then this year I was like, okay, well, I still have a bunch of songs from the song a day stuff that I want to like officially put out, because all of it was just for social media when I was doing it. So I was just posting the song as a video.
It was very successful.
It was like semi-successful. Okay. It was, well, yeah, some of them were like, it was, or I would say like, I guess what the fuck is success anyway?
Sure, but I mean, you got noticed from it.
Yeah.
And your fan base was growing.
Yes.
I would say that's successful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, it did its job. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just perpetually like, oh, it didn't fucking, nothing works.
Social media does to us.
Yeah, exactly.
It kills the dopamine response.
Totally.
We don't even know what success is anymore, and what motivation is, and what reward is.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely broken my brain 1,000 times over, but I guess like it's also funny now being just now re-experiencing having something going super viral right now.
Yeah.
Like the ups and downs of it's just truly insane. But anyway, backing up, yeah, this album Attempt 4, I mean, now we're just like in a plug session, but like it was just me going back and being like, oh, there's still like more songs from there were 365 songs.
Right,
like,
that's so much to choose from.
So there were like more that I wanted to like polish and put out. So
and was there a particular one that did better than all the rest, or like a particular few?
Mercury was by far the biggest. It still is.
Were you surprised by that, or were you, when you wrote that, were you like, okay, I think this one's gonna like pop off maybe?
I thought it sucked.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I thought it was bad. I legitimately thought it was bad, and I made it in like 45 minutes, and I was in a rush. I always tell this story. I was in a rush because I had to go pick up a birthday cake for my friend Adrian, who goes by Raf91B, who's produced on a bunch of other stuff with me. It was his birthday, and I had like 45 minutes before I had to go.
Right.
And I just like cranked it out without thinking about it. I thought that it sucked, and I just pressed post, and I was like, all right, nobody's gonna like this, but like I'm doing a song a day, like I have to do it.
Oh my god.
And then and then that was, there were one or two other ones that did like okay numbers, like I guess like tens of thousands of views. But that was the first one of that series that was like, oh shit, now we're hitting hundreds of thousands of views on it. And then it was like, once I actually put it out a few weeks later on Spotify, then it was like, oh shit, this is actually doing real numbers. And now it's like a little over 2 million, which is, you know, it's still, all of these numbers are like feel so fake, because I'm like, I don't know. The frame of reference is weird, because that's like not a lot in terms of like, I don't know,
like if you get
internet success.
Like if you get listens on TikTok, right? It's not going to equate to necessarily Spotify streams.
Totally.
Right, you know? And it's like, what's that conversion rate? And you have to look at those numbers, and then that is depressing. And like, yeah.
But even having like, I always was like, oh, I would love to have like millions of streams, and then I have this one song with a couple million streams, and I'm like, it still doesn't really feel like anything, and it also doesn't feel like I'm anywhere near where I want to be too. So I'm like, damn, okay, well, none of these goals that I like, or none of these like metrics that I had in my head are like actually based in like real success or whatever. We
put so much emphasis on metrics now.
Yeah.
Because that's what labels put emphasis on now.
Yeah.
And so as artists, like, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to listen to that? Or
right.
What do you think we should do?
I think you should just do whatever the hell you want. I think it's a balance, because you have to play the game.
Yeah.
We have these insane tools that were not available until recently. So it is an extremely useful thing. Like you can legitimately change your own life overnight.
Yes.
But it's a balance. I mean, I think it's more about like, for me, I'm still finding this. I had to find like, what can I do that would add the social media stuff into my normal process?
Right.
Of like, as opposed to like treating it like it's a chore.
Yeah. Or that it's its own entity. Yeah.
Because it should all be one thing.
Yeah. Cohesive.
And that's really hard. And it's, like I said, it's like fucked my head up a million times. And like, it's still hard to grasp, like, I don't know how I even like fit into any of this. But I think the most important thing for me was just getting back to like, if I can find a way to have fun and like not hate everything that I'm doing and not feel like it's this disgusting chore that I have to do every day, which is how basically every single other musician talks about it. And I totally understand. And I very often feel like that. But the reality is like the people who are winning are the ones who are able to tap into this, like, this just like openness to, or it's like a vulnerability thing.
Yes, it's 100% a vulnerability thing. So just going back to vulnerability, and I think, you know, how artists can be very good at being vulnerable on the internet. And sort of making that part of their process, like, oh, you know, I didn't get picked for this playlist, or, you know, this record label passed me over, and just talking about that stuff and being vulnerable about it, right? And telling their story all the time. I've found that as I've gotten older and like more into, and I guess less engaged with social media, I feel like I don't want to be as vulnerable, because maybe I don't think I'm as exciting as I used to. Mm-hmm. And I think for me personally, that's been hard, because I want to talk about my process. I want to talk about my ups and downs as an artist, right? But it's exhausting emotionally to do that, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a lot of things going on in your life already, like, you have to make the time to do that. Yeah. And you have to think, are people going to be interested in this? I have no idea. Right. There's no way of knowing. Yeah. And I know you're not necessarily talking about, like, you know, expressing yourself emotionally to your audience, or maybe you were.
I mean, anything. Yeah, I think, that being open to be judged. Right. Which is really hard. Yes. It's really hard.
You've been judged a lot, right? Because if you go viral, you're going to get all sorts of things thrown at you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I also, like, I do it to myself also. Like, I feel like in some ways my experience may be different to other musicians who have, like, experienced social media success, whatever you want to call it, or experience, like, having videos do numbers. Just because I guess the slightly different thing, or maybe not different, but like the thing about me is I enjoy just like running straight into the fire. Yeah. Like I like the chaos of it. Right. Clearly. Yes. So I do make it harder on myself, because if it was just like me, and when people talk about like, oh, it's, people are very nice and they say, oh, like, you're so good at like marketing yourself and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of don't agree, just because like, I feel like the people who are really good at marketing themselves are the ones who are able to just like post a video with their song with like the perfect caption, and then that's the thing that works. Like, for me, I've always been a part of some crazy fucking thing. Like, it's always some sort of thing that people are mad at me, or some sort of like
the Tesla thing.
Yeah, for sure. Can you
just like give a little rundown of what happened?
Yeah, so Elon bought Twitter and made the blue checks verification $8, but they didn't have a system for like actually checking if you were the person you said you were when you
they fired all those people.
Yeah, they fired everyone, and then they didn't actually do any due diligence of like, you could just pay $8 and say that you are whoever, and then you look like you're verified, you're them. Right. And especially at this time, because blue checks hadn't been abused yet, it was still viewed as a thing of importance.
Yeah, I remember when I got
until
mine,
he ruined it.
They must have made a mistake. I'm not this important. But it was a long time ago, and I was like, I earned this. I finally felt like that, you know?
Totally.
And now it's just like everybody has a stupid blue check, and
I know.
It means nothing.
Totally. Yeah, same. That's how. Yeah, when I got verified on Instagram, I felt the same. I was like, oh my god, this is like a huge moment. And now it's like, and now, I mean, who cares? But it's also, now that you can also buy it on Facebook because every tech company copies over other.
Who cares? But at the same time, it's like this is people's livelihood, you know?
Yeah.
Being content creators, or it's like at that point in my life, I was trying so hard to make it my livelihood, you know?
Yeah.
And I was starting to finally win. And it's just like those kind of things that get taken away from you as a content creator, even like stupid things like bonuses on Instagram, you know? When they had those out for a while, and I was like making some money from it, some extra income, you know, and then they took it away, they brought it back, but the numbers sucked when they bring it back, and you know, it's the mind games.
I hate them so much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always retell the story of like I was DJing the night before, and I remember like turning to my girlfriend and being like, I think I'm gonna like do a fake like blue check account tomorrow. Like I don't know what brand it'll be or what account I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And then the next day I noticed that no one had done Tesla, so I had an old account of mine that I wasn't using that I just switched to look exactly like the Tesla Twitter account.
Incredible.
The exact same everything. And then I paid $8, and then it had a blue check, and it looked like I was the real Tesla account. And then I just started tweeting mayhem, and then it ended up like on the news and like.
I mean, major outlets picked it up.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally like Jake Tapper, like CNN, like all these. It was like I got interviewed by like Newsweek and like Business Insider and all the like. It was pandemonium. Right. And like John Oliver was quoting it on his show. It was insane. And then it culminated in the biography that's about Elon, the giant book that however many bazillion pages. They quoted my fake account in the official Elon biography that just came out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just like found myself in a lot of those type of situations.
Right.
I mean, just because I think that stuff is funny.
Of course.
So I just like fall into it. And I think it's a big part of your artistry in a way, because it's like as artists we're supposed to play, right? Yeah.
And if we're not playing, we're not really like experiencing the world fully.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things to fuck around with online right now.
Yeah.
You know? And it's fun.
Yes, exactly.
And you know, you do it as a statement, you know?
Yeah.
It's so incredible.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's the exact thing. It was just so funny that me, just some random musician in LA with $8 could like ruin Elon's day. Like it was crazy. Ruin the richest man in the world's day.
Yeah. Hysterical to me.
Amazing.
Yes.
Best day of my life.
I don't want to spend like all of our time talking about digital marketing and your successes there.
Yeah.
Because I want to talk about your music, and now I've listened to a lot of your music, and it's so funny because we were talking about Mercury, and like I like the song.
Yeah.
But like now that I've listened to a lot of your music, it's like I like a lot of your other songs like way better, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And it's like funny because you said that like that one surprised you that it did so well, and like, because there were definitely ones that I would have picked like I would have thought they would have done way better, And were there ones that you thought were going to do way better than they did in the 365 days?
Yeah. I mean, of course.
Can you name some of them?
My song Melatonin.
Yes.
I thought would do much better than it did.
Uh-huh.
Also, my song Puzzle Piece, that's like a sort of little more singer-songwriter-y. Mm-hmm. Also, my song Bored, I thought would do... I mean, that one did pretty well on social media, but it didn't super translate to streaming or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. But it's kind of like, with all of this, I have to just surrender. I know that I have to surrender, and I know that anything... In the same thing with social media, it's the same mentally for both music and social media for me, because... I truly do not know what people are going to resonate with or how they're going to react. Mm-hmm. And all I know is how I feel about it. Right. So I just have to keep that in check of like, if I feel like this is something worth sharing, then that's the only thing I have control over. Right. That's so
yeah. So with the 365 day thing, like I'm sure everybody's asked you this, but like how did you find inspiration every day?
I was starting from zero. I didn't know, like I was truly, it was like a torturous exercise. Yeah. And by the time
to be inspired.
Yeah, I mean it was creativity without inspiration.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a cool way of putting it. Quote.
Yeah. Because by day 50, 100, whatever, I've already, any possible like little song idea that I might have had bouncing around in my head, that's already been used.
Right.
So then I'm just showing up like.
Did you feel like they got better or worse?
I got way better.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Because even though maybe the inspiration was drying up in some ways, you had some sort of method.
Yeah.
That you developed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I still don't understand, even after doing all of that. I still don't understand it, but I know how to push myself through it.
Right.
I know what it feels like now to be frustrated and feel like I have zero ideas and everything sucks and still be able to finish it.
Right.
I know what that feels like now.
Yeah.
So that was what it was valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I also think like it was equally an exercise in, it was me finding myself and having to create every day, but it was also an exercise in sharing, like how to share the stuff, how to share like, and how to
Captions and all that.
Well, yeah, that stuff. But beyond that, like the accepting judgment, it, like knowing that people are watching, listening, judging, and the experience of creating something and knowing that in an hour there's going to be thousands of people like deciding whether they think I should exist or not. Like it's like,
yeah.
So that was the hardest part, but the most valuable part.
Yeah. Has going viral and now I'm bringing it back to this. Sorry, but has having this amount of attention from strangers on social media changed your opinion of the human race at all?
No, I mean, it has changed. No, it's just changed the way that I interact with other people, for better or worse. Okay. It's definitely chilled out. I would say in 2022 when it was like boom, 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 like that was the year where it was just like pandemonium for me. Like that was as close as I've ever experienced to like what it would be like being like famous or whatever, like that type of thing. And obviously it's a micro level of that, but just the experience of having thousands of strangers trying to talk to you at any moment and just like piles and piles of DMs and whatever, everything, and like getting like stopped in public and all of that, like that was happening that year. It slowed down after that, but just like it wasn't like celebrity shit, but just that was something I hadn't experienced. Yeah, like it was something I hadn't experienced, so it was a very bizarre thing for sure. So it definitely changed. I don't know, it reframed everything. It also reframed like my understanding of success and understanding of, also it reframed my understanding of the people that I've looked up to be honest. And not, I mean, for better or worse, like in a way of like
pressure that's on them. The
pressure, but more like how attainable it is, and also just like how no one knows what they're doing. Yeah. And because
and the randomness associated
and the randomness of it, and just like the riding the wave. And
can I share something with you?
Yeah.
I had an argument with friends a while back. It was about if there's such a thing as luck.
Uh-huh.
And I think that there's such a thing as luck, because I define luck as like chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's whether something will happen or not, sort of, and the roll of the dice, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, there's no such thing as luck. You make your own luck, you know, which is a popular thing that people like to say.
Yeah, yeah.
I think people like to say it when they are very, very privileged and they don't want to admit that they have been very lucky in certain ways.
Yeah.
I don't try to throw these people under the bus because they're a couple of my best friends. But
Man,
and then I wrote a song called "There's No Such Thing as Luck."
Mm-hmm.
But that drove me nuts because I started to think about, you know, all the artists I know who are so much more talented than I am, so much more talented than the people who get so much notoriety, and what are they doing wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not necessarily doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I agree with both, actually. Yes. Because I think it absolutely is, like, luck absolutely exists in terms of the chances of things happening, and there are just random situations that lead to life-changing outcomes. But
you have to say yes to those opportunities.
You have to say yes, and you have to set yourself up to receive those.
Yes. And create your own opportunities, right?
Yeah. Yes. But I do totally agree that, like, or even thinking of like any of the like so-called success that I've had, if it can be even called that at this point yet, like,
let's call it that.
Sure. Okay. I wouldn't call that luck, because I fucking grinded out for like no views for years. Yeah. So like, and no success, no nothing. And I didn't even like, and not even on some like, like bootstraps shit, but I just mean like in terms of, it wasn't like magic that it happened. It was like, I was setting out to do a thing and it didn't work for a long time. And even like looking at, like, so I just had this stupid video a couple days ago go viral, but like I hadn't had something go actual viral in a year and a half plus. And I was, even just like a week ago, I was like, fuck, like how am I gonna, like, still, like the whole time I'm like, how am I gonna, I did it once, I could do it again, but like.
Yeah, I saw you posting about that. You were like, I know I haven't been viral in a while, guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was playing into it. I mean, that's the exact same. It's like, that's me like going directly towards it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going towards
manifestation is real.
Because I was like, I did a video that was like, I fell off. And I just thought that would be funny to just like directly just be like, I mean, cause it's not like I actually, cause even the perception is all messed up too, because like me doing like horribly for me now would have felt like being viral to me prior to having experience going viral. Yeah. Like the stuff, like I remember in 2019, that was when I started getting more serious again and like putting content out and doing these, like, I was doing these like 1 minute music videos that were like, but each one was like so involved. It was like multiple months, like, and like crazy green screen and VFX stuff. So ultimately like way too much work. I remember like one of those got like 13,000 views or something. And that felt like, it felt like millions to me. Yeah. Because I hadn't experienced anything like that. Right. So now if I get a video that does 13,000 views, I'm like, what this isn't like, not that I don't know, not to be like ungrateful, but like once I've experienced, once you like see those, that you get that like there's lottery dopamine hit
happens.
Yeah, like it's all just the casino of it's so stupid. It's all, none of it is real, and 13,000 views is still a lot, but I don't know, that's what's so fucked up about it. It's just like messes with your perception. So I'm trying to, like, I think ironically, once again, like the reason why this past stupid one just worked is because I truly, like, I don't care. Like I've already it was just me like doing a thing, doing a thing. Like
it's clever.
Just
it's always
like,
clever, you know? And there's something to be said about that, because not everybody online is clever, right? And not everything resonates with everyone. Yeah. Because, you know, if you're not doing something that's engaging, people aren't going to care about it, right? I mean, I guess what I'm wondering too is, is there a way that you think you can make the algorithm work for you?
Yeah, but it's so different for everyone.
Yeah.
And it is...
Is there luck involved?
Yes. And the algorithms are working directly against us. And we always talk about the algorithm and shit. But it really is like you are working against a giant tidal wave that truly does not care who comes out on the other side. It's like...
And in fact, if they're getting a lot of views, then they have to pay them more, right? So
yeah. Yeah. So...
That's something I've been wondering about lately.
Oh, right. Yeah, but I think that there is always a way to find where you fit in this week's zeitgeist. Like there's room for everyone, but it doesn't seem that way.
Right.
You know,
it's
like
that's a beautiful thing about the internet is it can be so niche. You know,
yeah.
For better or for worse, I guess. But yeah, there is a place for all the weirdos.
Yeah. And that's what's cool. And that's also what is so bizarre having experienced. I mean, I could just talk about the like mindfuck of virality forever, but just like having, for instance, okay, so once again, this video of me being a fake 65-year-old that's doing numbers right now. All of the people from that are going to my page, and I have other videos. So my other like one of my steal this idea videos that I have pinned, like that was at like 3.9 million views. Mm-hmm. That to me prior that feels like 3.9 million views. Like that felt like the whole world had seen it. Right. But I mean, that's obviously not true, but like now with this other video, that's a completely different thing. It's a whole swath of people that hadn't seen that other video that already went viral. And then that one's getting boosted again. And everything has its own like zone that it exists on the internet where you can have like the most extreme, like, or even the, like, as an example, like the like kids videos that have like billions of views or whatever, and then you don't even know it exists, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, like Miss Rachel or whatever.
Yeah, like I don't know any about any of that.
Yeah.
Like everything has, because it's just sheer numbers of like the amount of people that are on the internet at all times. Like it's crazy that you can have stuff that was seen by millions and millions of people is still like relatively unknown.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, it's crazy.
By the way, are you hungry?
I'm good. I mean, I
have some donuts for you.
Oh, wow.
They're behind the seat. This is basically Oprah right now. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hell yeah.
To this amazing.
They're behind the seat? Yeah. Donuts behind the seat?
Professional. No. All the way behind.
Oh, like behind the whole thing?
Yeah, because I couldn't put them under the seat like Oprah does.
Oh my God. Mochi nut? Holy shit.
I know.
Wow. This is amazing.
Really good.
We need the mochi nut sponsorship. Holy
Those
shit.
look really good, actually. I don't know if we'll be able to see these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We should flip. Sponsorship. Hell yeah. Speaking of sweet treats, and virality, I did a video that was a review of like the most expensive cookies.
Oh my God.
Or whatever.
In LA?
It's like the most expensive cookies in the world. It seems like, or I don't know if it actually is in the world. It's probably that's what said it was. They were called Last Crumb. You got to order this like giant box.
It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, it was like $150 for 12 cookies. Anyway, that got like 6 million, almost 7 million views.
This goes right into what I'm saying about the niche thing too that we were talking about. Like, it's the children's video thing, for instance, like you brought up. Like, the numbers on those are so absurd. It's like, 10, 20 million, 30 million views, because these kids will watch them also over and over again.
Right.
Same with like ASMR videos. It's like, I have a couple ASMR videos where I will literally watch that same ASMR video every night while I go to sleep, And that's different from maybe a song although I will play the same song over and over again until I'm dead. But, it's different from other industries is what I'm saying. Children, ASMR, those kind of topics, like they get different kinds of views because of the context in which they're playing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and everything else that is created for social media is completely ephemeral. It will be lost within a week. Pretty much. Unless it's mega viral.
Fashion videos, unboxing videos. They're just, I feel like a lot of that is throwaway content, right?
Everything, Yeah, I mean, it's all a numbers game, and that's just what it is. That is a gift and a curse, because it means that no one video or piece of content defines the rest, but it also means that you gotta make it count. I mean, you gotta like grind, and it kind of like, as soon as you slow down, everything else slows down.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Which is
somebody will replace you.
So annoying. Somebody's right there to replace you. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really good. I've never had this before.
Oh, mochi nut is amazing.
Yeah, this is my jam. A lot of times what I judge like a singer-songwriter, and I mean, you're a rapper. I mean, how do you define yourself?
I'm an artist. I don't know.
An artist, yeah. Yeah, you're a lot of things. And I always think your lyrics are so clever, and that's something I appreciate more than anything.
Thank you.
Honestly, I listen to lyrics before I listen to anything, and because I actually really love rap. And I saw in your bio that you're going to work with Logic. Or is that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that new news?
That's from a couple years ago, but...
Okay. Has that happened already?
Yeah, we have music together. It's not out.
Oh my God, I cannot wait to hear that.
Yeah. Logic texted me.
He's like my favorite.
Oh, really?
Up there, yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he's the nicest dude. He hit me like super early into my Steal This Idea series, where I would play instruments and give out samples for people to play on top of, or sing on top of, or rap on top, whatever. That was like the first thing that went like super viral for me. Yeah. Did that
feel cool?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was just so random. Like and like, not to be an asshole, I love you, Logic, but like I wasn't I like never really listened to his music, to be honest. Yeah. It was just like, oh, sure, yeah, let's go, whatever. Like, yeah, great. And yeah, he immediately like called me like 5 minutes later. Like, it was like immediate. Yeah, we have a bunch of music. He brought me, I went to a couple of his shows. He brought me on stage on one. When was that? 2022 or no? I don't know when that was. A year ago? No, maybe that was last year. I don't even remember. Everything is all LA, a blur. But
I feel like, time is just not really existent.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, shout out to Logic. That was through social media. Artists that I've been most excited to work with, probably this dude FKI first, actually, Post Malone, and
nice.
His producer, and yeah, he's produced for Post Malone, all these people, Migos, Travis Scott. We're like boys now. Shout out first. Actually, his studio is close to here. Yeah, just because I was a huge fan of him in college, and yeah, he was just in the like Atlanta scene, and producing for everybody over there, and yeah, I just remember like being like 19 years old and being like damn, like they're living the life, like
yeah,
like he was like producing for all these dope artists and like living the life. And then he went on to do all of Post Malone stuff and all the huge hit. He has hella hits. He's the man. But yeah, that was crazy when we connected. It was just random. So it was just through social media. Like, yeah. I noticed that he was following me, and then I DM'd him, just like, yo, what's good? Like, you're a legend. And then he was like, come through the studio right now. And then we became boys. We went to Belgium last year and performed.
Nice. Which
was fun.
That's dope.
And then a person that I want to work with would be like SZA. Yeah, I'm obsessed with SZA. I always feel like, I gotta get better before I can actually get with these people. But yeah, with SZA, I'm like, fuck, I need like the song. I need like the right song.
Awesome. So where can people follow you, and what do you want them to listen to? And let us know.
At Connor Musarra on everything. The spelling, the correct spelling will be right here. ConnorMusarra. Memorize that shit. I know some of you that even have my phone number in your phones, you have my name spelled incorrectly. So get that together. Yeah. Follow me on whatever platform. Go listen to my album Attempt 4 and all of my other albums. There's a lot of music.
And just put them on repeat. Just do it.
Put them on repeat. Give me the streams. Give me the 0.00008 cents.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Hell yeah.